Tiffany Trump has often been called the forgotten Trump because she keeps a much lower profile than the rest of her famous family. But don't let that fool you. Her life is anything but ordinary. She enjoys a world of luxury, high-end parties, and exclusive events, just like the rest of the Trumps. From multi-million-dollar penthouses in New York to lavish stays at five-star hotels in Florida, Tiffany has lived in some of the most breathtaking locations imaginable. Despite staying out of the limelight, her lifestyle is a reflection of the wealth and privilege she has always known. While she has chosen privacy over publicity for most of her life, Tiffany does have a social media presence that gives the world occasional glimpses into her high society adventures. Her Instagram feed, filled with elegant vacations, expensive fashion, and glamorous parties, has made her part of the so-called Rich Kids of Instagram Club, a group of young elites who showcase their luxurious lifestyles online. With friends who come from equally powerful and wealthy families, Tiffany is no stranger to exclusivity, rubbing shoulders with the heirs and heiresses of global fortunes. Tiffany's story begins in West Palm Beach, Florida, where she was born. In 1993, just a short distance away from the hospital was her father's Grand Mar-a-Lago estate, which would play a major role in her childhood. This massive property, purchased by Donald Trump in the 1980s, was transformed into an ultra-exclusive club for the rich and famous. As a child, Tiffany had full access to everything Mar-a-Lago had to offer: endless pools, tennis courts, and a lifestyle that could only be described as fit for royalty. Her birthday parties were legendary, with one of the most extravagant featuring a nautical theme, a Titanic-shaped cake, and more gifts than a toy store could hold. But things weren't always picture perfect. In 1999, when she was just 6 years old, her parents, Donald Trump and Marla Maples, divorced. Tiffany and her mother then moved across the country to California, where life took a different turn. In Calabasas, Marla Maples raised Tiffany in a relatively more modest home, at least by Trump standards. Their Spanish-style house, valued at $1.3 million, was far from the over-the-top mansions the rest of the Trump family occupied. It had a pool and basketball court, but compared to the Trump Tower penthouse in Manhattan, it was a different world. Tiffany attended the exclusive Viewpoint School, where tuition costs nearly $30,000 per year. Even though her last name carried enormous weight, she reportedly lived without the extravagant allowances some might expect from a billionaire's daughter. It wasn't until she was 15 that she started receiving an allowance from her father, reportedly at the suggestion of her older sister Ivanka. As Tiffany grew older, she followed in her father's footsteps academically, enrolling at the University of Pennsylvania. While many college students live in simple dorms, Tiffany's housing situation was far more upscale. She lived at the Radian, a luxury apartment complex featuring high-end amenities, including a private gym and a cafe. Despite the luxurious setting, reports suggest her father only gave her a $500 monthly allowance during her college years, meaning she had to budget carefully, at least compared to the lavish lifestyle she grew up with. After graduating, Tiffany relocated to one of the most exclusive addresses in New York City, Trump Plaza. This wasn't just any apartment. It was a symbol of wealth and prestige. With concierge services, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and stunning private gardens, the building exuded opulence. Her apartment had marble countertops, breathtaking city views, and of course, gold doorknobs, a signature Trump family touch. During this time, Tiffany became more involved in high society circles, frequently spotted at elite events with other well-connected socialites. But her life wasn't destined to remain in New York forever. In 2017, she moved to Washington, D.C. to attend Georgetown Law School. Naturally, her living situation remained just as luxurious. She found a home in an upscale apartment complex in the Mount Vernon Triangle, complete with a rooftop pool, state-of-the-art fitness center, and gourmet restaurant options. Even though law school is known for being demanding, Tiffany still managed to keep up with her extravagant lifestyle, often traveling for high-profile events and vacations. After finishing law school, Tiffany set her sights on a new city, Miami. In 2020, she got engaged to Michael Boulos, a Lebanese-American billionaire heir. The couple quickly became interested in Miami's luxury real estate market, searching for a home that would match their high standards. While house hunting, they stayed at the prestigious Setai Hotel in Miami Beach, a resort known for its extravagant accommodations and breathtaking views. The Setai isn't just any hotel. It's a 5-star destination catering to the elite. With infinity pools overlooking the ocean, world-class dining options, and an atmosphere of pure luxury, it's exactly the kind of place a Trump would stay. Nightly rates start at $500, but for those who demand the best, the penthouse suite costs a jaw-dropping $30,000 per night. Tiffany's suite reportedly cost around $5,000 per night, featuring floor-to-ceiling windows with stunning views of Miami's skyline, plush furnishings, and top-of-the-line amenities. It was the perfect temporary residence while she and Michael searched for a permanent home. While Tiffany is enjoying her time in Miami, she isn't the only Trump making Florida their home. Donald Trump himself relocated to Mar-a-Lago, marking a new era for the former president. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner have settled in Miami as well, purchasing a multi-million-dollar property to start their next chapter. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump have opted for homes in Jupiter, Florida, solidifying the state as the new Trump family stronghold. Even Tiffany's mother, Marla Maples, has reportedly made the move, further strengthening the family's ties to Florida. With so many members of the Trump family now calling Florida home, it's no surprise that Tiffany and Michael are considering staying there long-term. The state offers an abundance of luxurious estates and private enclaves that cater to the ultra-wealthy. Whether they choose Palm Beach, Miami, or another exclusive community, one thing is certain: their future home will be nothing short of spectacular. Despite being born into one of the most well-known and scrutinized families in the world, Tiffany Trump has managed to navigate life with a remarkable level of privacy. Unlike her older siblings, Ivanka, Donald Jr., and Eric, who have been actively involved in both the family business and political spotlight, Tiffany has largely stayed on the sidelines. While she occasionally shares glimpses of her life on social media, her presence is far less public compared to the rest of the Trump family. Instead of making headlines for political moves or business ventures, she has chosen a more low-key existence, carefully curating the moments she shares with the world. Her Instagram posts, for example, often highlight vacations to exotic destinations, high-fashion moments, and private celebrations, but she rarely engages in public debates or controversies. This discretion has allowed her to maintain a certain level of autonomy, carving out her own path while still enjoying the privileges that come with the Trump name. Growing up, she was always somewhat removed from the inner workings of the Trump empire, having been raised primarily by her mother, Marla Maples, in California. This distance gave her a different perspective, one that allowed her to create a life less entangled with the political and business affairs that dominate the rest of her family's world. Now, as she steps into a new chapter of her life with her fiancé, billionaire heir Michael Boulos, Tiffany continues to embrace the world of luxury she has always known. From lavish trips to exclusive events, her life remains deeply rooted in wealth, elegance, and privilege. Her journey, from childhood days spent at Mar-a-Lago to her time in New York and Washington, D.C., and now Miami, has been one of constant elevation, always moving within elite circles. As she and Michael search for their dream home, it's clear that their future will be just as opulent as their past. Whether they settle in a waterfront Miami mansion, a secluded Palm Beach estate, or another extravagant location, their choice will undoubtedly reflect their status as members of the global elite. The search for the perfect home is just another step in Tiffany's carefully curated lifestyle, one that promises even more luxury, exclusivity, and grandeur in the years ahead. Whether she remains in Miami or chooses another elite enclave, Tiffany's life will always be defined by luxury. Her future home will be a reflection of the success and status she and Michael hold, a place where they can enjoy the comforts of their extravagant world. And while she may prefer to stay out of the public eye, one thing is clear: Tiffany Trump's life is anything but ordinary.